Hello. I'm finally getting ready for races. Today we've got a 2.5-3 hour ride, probably closer to 2.5 hours, and I have 3 intervals of ramping up 15 minutes power from like high zone 2 to zone 4. Should be, at least. Not sure if I can do that for 5 minutes each, but we'll see. Yeah, I'm training on the TT bars, so the setup is exactly like I'm going to be racing in 2 weeks, but then in a week I'm taking this off, and in a week I'm racing a sprint distance. So this is just like a short update of finally it's race season. In a week I'm doing a sprint triathlon, then it's a half distance draft non-legal race, and then a week after that I'm doing Aitana Tour, which is the big bike ride, 160k. They're promising 3.3k elevation gain this year. Yeah, that would be a hard one. So the tricky plan is how to get ready for everything, but yeah, I think I have a plan that might work. So anyway, this weekend is the last one to actually do any hard training. I'm not going to be going all out, but I will do some race pace simulation and just bigger volume before I start recovering for next week. And yeah, so my idea is that my #1 race over these 3 weeks is the half distance triathlon. So for the sprint, I'm not really going to be recovering the whole week, I think. So maybe I will still do Monday, Tuesday as yeah, Monday I will recover a little anyway, and I will do some swimming. On Tuesday I will maybe still do like a harder run, but then after that I will start building towards the Saturday for the sprint. And then the next week I will actually be priming for the 70.3. And so then after the half distance, I think I will stop running for at least like a week or two, and I will get to doing easy activation bikes, and I would just get back to the proper swimming all in. And in a week from that I'll do the Aitana Tour ride, which is yeah, I'm just gonna be doing it on the fitness that I have, and I'm not gonna be racing it as a key race, just whatever's left in the tank after the 2 triathlons. Yeah, and after that I would have a bit over a month of a break, I think, and only on July 6th I think I'm planning to do an Olympic distance, also draft legal. So I'm not gonna be putting aero bars after the Aitana, at least anytime soon. And in general, as of the aero bars and the bike. So after the last big bike event, I actually did 2 bike hits. One I did right after the event, which helped me a little bit with knee stability. I thought we're gonna be lowering the saddle and maybe moving it forward or doing something with it, but we actually got it up by about 5-6 millimeters, and that actually changed a lot. I didn't expect that, so I didn't expect to get the value out of the bike fit, but I got a different value than I thought, because apparently I'm not a symmetrical person at all. So yeah, about the bike fits, when we started looking at my position, it was almost all good. Like everything was quite good from the perspective of how I felt. I just wanted to make sure if there's anything else that could be improved, and maybe something that could improve my knee stability. And it's also it's a weird thing, because my knee wasn't wobbling, it wasn't going sideways, it wasn't going inwards or outwards. I just felt that maybe I'm compensating with something for the knee going up and down. And I actually noticed that more when we did the bike fit and then we raised the saddle, and when I rode after that, I noticed that my knee is just going up and down in a very straight line, a lot more stable on its own. And so what was interesting and why I didn't expect the saddle to go up was that I thought that maybe I'm reaching too much to the pedals and my toes are pointing downwards, which leads to a little bit of numb feet. But what we measured when we looked at all the angles was that my left and right knee on the position where the foot is all the way extended, my legs are actually have different angle, and it was a lot different. I think it was like 5 or 7 degrees difference in the leg extension. And this is because I'm not symmetrical. I'm like slightly rotated towards the left in my torso. And yeah, actually raising the saddle got me a lot straighter. So that was bike fit number 1. And then a few weeks after that, closer to getting ready to the half distance try, I got the aero bars. So this is the Canyon handlebar for the gear groove, and I got into this position. I think I got quite comfortable on my own, like just the way I feel it. But then after 2 or 3 hours riding, the saddle was just not as comfortable, which is it's expected, right? So the TT and road positions are different, and I thought that maybe the saddle needs to go lower in the nose, but because of that being not super comfortable, I thought maybe I actually need a different saddle that would have rails that allow sitting like more forward. And then also another point, I was going quite low and long, which I felt is aerodynamic, yeah, I just wanted to check with a bike fitter how that went. And yeah, it's a local guy, Alberto. I'll leave a link in the description in case you're in Alicante. Super nice guy. He speaks very good English, so for expats it's also amazing. Yeah, so the first thing that he did was he said that I'm sitting just too low, too narrow, too forward on my arms, and that gets my back too low, and this is just not sustainable for the longer rides of a few hours. So what we did, we brought my elbows closer to me and a little bit wider, and yeah, it looked like it got a lot less aerodynamic when you look at the aero bars, but actually the way it feels is that I just feel more comfortable. I don't feel like I'm much more upright. I'm just a lot more comfortable, and I feel like I can sit in the aero bars all day long. And to also enforce that, I got the shifters, which is, yeah, I don't know if you can see like that, but so it's the SRAM blips, and this is a complete game changer. I had no idea that it would make it so much more comfortable. I haven't ridden a TT bike in 3 years, and now I feel like I'm on a TT bike again. Just the way how much comfortable I am on the aero bars and having the ability to shift without getting out of it. I do feel like it makes a lot of a difference on the speed because I'm just sitting in the same position. Anyway, like what we also did was we lowered the nose of the saddle. We tilted it by 1/2 degree, which sounds like nothing, but I am surprised that I feel a difference. I got much more comfortable in the TT position, like I'm sitting comfortably now, and I got noticeably uncomfortable on the road position. So on the road position, I feel like my hands got a lot more weight on them, and I'm like falling off the nose of the saddle a little bit. But on the TT position, it's amazing. So between the races, I'm going to be putting on and off the handlebars, the aero bars, and I will be tilting the nose of the saddle down and up by 1/2 degree. And this is pretty much the whole adjustment that I need, which is amazing because that's super easy to do yeah, when you're doing it on your own. So we'll need to see how that goes, because like for the 70.3 I did this race last year on my Look, which I sold by the way, finally. And yeah, I did I think around 34k an hour, and there was something like 800 meters of elevation gain. So I'm expecting that I should be much faster this year and run off the bike better, but we'll see. Yeah, anyway, like my intervals are coming up. I'm going to ride out of the town, and I'm gonna start with my 3 times progression of 15 minutes, and then I'm gonna do a race effort, run off the bike, a few kilometer intervals. I'll be reporting more next week and on the races, so keep your eyes peeled on this channel. See ya! Stealing this idea from Trace Velo. Here's a bonus clip. Yeah, the workout went very... I mean, it was okay from the training perspective, but it was very hard and very far from like what I should be able to do on paper, which is fine. I kind of don't mind in training how that goes. But then another point, just for all of you, if anyone wants to get a setup like this where you put not only the aero bars but also the shifters on the aero bars on a road bike, and if you want to do this like with electronic shifting, if you have this luxury of course, then Shimano 105 does not suit. The Shimano shifters that should go on the aero bars, the satellite shifters, they actually have to be plugged in into the levers and the shifters on the handlebars, and the 105 Di2 does not have the ports to plug in the satellite shifters. So apparently, if you'd get a 105 equipped bike, you would need to change the shifters on the handlebars to at least Ultegra, which is, it's a little bit too late for me to figure this out, but because I was thinking about a 105 bike versus the SRAM Rival, and I got the SRAM, yeah, with Rival, which is the cheapest SRAM version, you don't have a problem, because with SRAM you don't have wires completely, so you just put the satellite, these SRAM blips, and yeah, connect them with the app. And if you do that, apparently it resets all the settings for the shifting. So when I repaired all the shifters and added the blips, it turned off the synchro shift mode when it shifts the front derailleur automatically. So something you just need to re-enable if you're using anything like that. And yeah, and that's it for today.